Hello, fellow fumblers, and welcome to another episode of the Film Fumblers podcast, the show where four friends fumble through your favorite films. Today, we are reviewing The Outsiders, a movie released in 1983 and directed by Francis Ford Copolla. Without further ado, my name's Adrian.
I'm Jay.
I'm Soda Pop Taryn.
And I'm Ponyboy James. I almost said Jay. Wow. I almost said Jay's name for some reason. I'm James. Hi.
That almost threw me off. That was like the quickest transition we made, I think, ever into just like, all right, we're going live. Fuck it.
That was good. That was a good call.
Let's jump into this shot. My second shot of the night. If you watched us live, we had a crazy pre-show. So, cheers, guys.
Cheers. Fumblers. Ooh, I don't want this.
Too late.
I don't want this.
You don't want it.
Plug your nose.
I didn't either.
Ooh, that was not bad, dude. You're right. Every week it's different. Last week I was dying. This week, nothing.
You know what I've noticed? I've gone through almost a handle of Bacardi, and there's a lot of coconut in that. There's a lot of coconut in Bacardi.
Regular ass Bacardi?
Rum?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's just a very strong flavor. Unless I got coconut rum and I'm just a jackass for like just noticing this now.
Yeah.
But that's a lot. That's very coconutty. Because what is Bacardi made of? It's like sugar cane and I don't know. We're not gonna do it.
Vodka?
It's a rum.
I mean rum.
No, I know, but what is rum made of? That's what I was asking. Anyway.
Hey Google, what is rum made of?
I think
You
it's
just set off everyone's Google.
sugar cane. Anyway, yeah. Well,
Let us know what it said.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Okay. The Outsiders, 1983, 11 years after Coppola's very famous The Godfather.
Wow.
What are our thoughts?
How could you do this to your boy?
That's funny right there.
Oh man, we're okay. That's how we go over there.
Look at my son.
Look at my filmography. How can you do this?
Look at my legacy. Look at my legacy. How could they do this to my legacy?
Yeah. So, The Godfather, 1972, Fumbler Hall of Fame movie. I think if you haven't gotten the vibe, The Outsiders, pretty slim chance that it's gonna get close.
It's like there's.
I know. How rude of us. We come in. We just come in like hot, disrespecting
the hot takes, man.
the FFC Coppola franchise with the Zoetrope family. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. How dare us? How dare us come here?
Put some respect on his name, dude.
Yeah.
Here's my thoughts. With the fact that we're talking about it in this way, where like, okay, he had this legacy, but then he like made this movie. We're
acting like he's dead. He's not dead,
There's
dude.
still a bit of him in the movie. Like it looks cinematic. It's told like a story. Like you can tell that he knows what he's doing, but like something about it.
This feels like a
little
paycheck,
off.
dude. This feels like a paycheck.
Exactly.
Movie.
It's a paycheck type deal, but also he's putting a little bit of the craft in there, you know?
I don't know I don't know if this was a paycheck for a couple. Like, I think
100% a paycheck.
Was it? Are you like, making this up or did you read this somewhere?
No, he was so fucking in the hole with Apocalypse Now, which came out a few years earlier.
Dude,
1979. 1979. He was so in the hole with Apocalypse Now, he was willing to make anything happen.
Dude, you know what's good evidence that I thought?
Definitely a money grabber.
A good piece of evidence for this was at the end when the credits are rolling and it's like, thanks to those people that suggested I make this movie. It was like the worst worded thing. It was just so like, I don't know. It just felt so bad.
It was a librarian at the Lone Star Elementary School in Fresno, California, who told him to make this movie, which is just like, okay.
I thought elementary
kids No wonder why this was so elementary. In jail.
Damn.
Hold on.
Damn.
I thought it was junior high. All
Let's
right.
go. Let's go.
Damn.
Come on.
Fuck
Because
them
the thing that I
kids.
saw,
Just kidding.
and I
Come on.
quote, it says, a school class in Fresno, California was responsible for Francis Ford Copolla making this movie. Class voted Coppola as the director they would most like to see to direct a film of the book. The school sent a letter and a copy of the book to Coppola. Coppola read the book and the letter and was so moved, he made this movie and Rumblefish, 1983.
I could just picture him like,
Huh.
all right, yeah, sure, let's do it.
I don't know.
Yeah. Not to mention, this was recommended by some fucking children. The author for The Outsiders, S.E. Hinton, was 16 years old. Sorry, am I cutting out? 16
you're
when
not.
she wrote this
She
book.
wrote it.
That's impressive.
That's why
What
it's
the
some
fuck?
fucking trivial. That's why it's some trivial,
Whoa. Whoa.
teeny bopper
Holy shit.
bullshit.
That's actually
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah.
I'm
Let's
taking
go.
that as a
Let's go.
positive
Yeah,
right now.
I'm getting
I
hot.
couldn't
getting
come up
hot,
with a narrative
guys.
like
I'm getting
this
hot.
at any age.
I'm getting
honestly.
hot.
I'm
That's
28
I'm
years
just
old. I
getting.
couldn't have
I'm
wrote
upset. Yeah, I know. I just
Okay.
want to. I just want to like get
Hear,
mad.
hear me out. Hear me out on this one.
Hear me
Okay.
out.
No.
I really dug deep.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I really
Dig
dug deep
deeper.
on this one.
Dig
okay?
deeper. Come on, talk to me.
No, but
Talk
I
to
think
me.
you're onto something here. It's related. Okay, so this was my thing, right? Like, okay, you're watching this movie and you're seeing these events unfold, and you're seeing them through the eyes mostly of Ponyboy and Johnny, right? Young
Right.
kids, not necessarily have hit the point where life kind of makes you harder, right? Like Dally, right? Dally kind of is this
Yeah.
embodiment of being hard, and you have these two young dudes who are like exploring their feelings, right? Where everyone else is not doing that. They're just fighting, except for Soda Pop at the end. But it's mainly Johnny and Ponyboy who are being sad, crying, talking about being sad, talking about life and how much it kind of sucks, and then maybe
Yeah,
it
dude.
gets better.
They're
The ebbs and
children.
flows of life.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
so sad.
Which is like, if let's just be real, if a dude wrote this story, they would not be talking about dudes talking about their feelings.
Yeah.
And that was
And-
like when I realized, like, oh yeah, this was
Yeah.
written by a woman.
I didn't
which
know
is
that
like
And-
until now.
Yeah.
interesting,
Yeah.
right? Like
And
it changes
even-
everything.
And even the actors had a response to that. Like they were like, "Oh, wow!" Like they had never acted in such a sense where emotions were so apparent and on the floor like that, you know.
A lot
and,
of
and
them.
it, and it
haven't
kind of
acted
made
much.
them think about how they are as males.
Yeah. A lot of them though hadn't acted much at all or at all. I mean, it's an incredibly young cast. like
Okay.
18.
Did you guys look up
20.
like all this stacked ass cast? How far into their filmographies are some of these people? Did anyone look that up?
This is Rob Lowe's debut film.
Oh, I love
I'm
Rob
really-
Lowe.
I didn't look at any of
And
that.
Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I'm fairly certain this is his debut film.
That's cool. He didn't do very good, I'll say.
Well, I mean, he was.
No, that's fine. Like he does better later, you know. But like,
Did you look it up, Taryn? Do you know the answer to the thing you said?
no, I'm asking you guys.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I was like, no, rattle them off. I want to hear it, but I didn't.
Yeah. No, and then I mean, Tom Hanks was who said that?
Tom
thing
Hanks?
earlier? Tom Cruise. I'm sorry. God, could you imagine Tom Hanks in this? So wholesome. Tom Cruise. Somebody sent like all of their ages. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Oh, when
yeah,
they
let me
filmed
just
it, right?
rattle off a few ages: 17, 19, 22, 31, 19, 21, 21, 30. Thing.
21,
Like,
21.
they're, like, yeah, no, like I'm just saying, like they're a very young cast, and yeah, Rob Lowe is 19.
Crazy,
Tom Cruise
dude.
was 21. Dan Lane 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Dude, Patrick Swayze 31. That's kind of crazy, right? I didn't know he was that old.
Yeah.
So this was Patrick Swayze's 6th movie.
Damn.
Okay, I looked this up really quick. This was Rob Lowe's first feature film debut, like you said.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
This was Matt Dillon's 4th.
Who is
film.
Matt Dillon, real
No,
quick?
I'm sorry.
Actually-
7th
Si-
film. Holy shit.
7th film at
7th film.
19.
Dally. Dally. Matt Dillon was Dally.
That's Matt Dillon?
Yeah.
Yeah. yeah.
Ralph.
I just astral
Macchio's
projected, dude. What the
fourth.
fuck was that? I didn't notice that.
Ralph Macchio was 22 during
And he
the
played a
filming.
14-year-old, by the
Yeah.
way. Jesus Christ.
Oh, I'm sorry, I got that flopped. This is Patrick Swayze's second.
Oh.
Macchio's fourth. Swayze's second.
Okay.
Emilio Estevez, dude. Let's see.
Emilio.
Fourth, another 4. Wait, okay. So Emilio Estevez and somebody else both played in Tex, and he played in Apocalypse Now. Wow.
Dude, you guys won't even believe. I was at this club. You won't even believe who was in front of me in line.
Interesting how
Emilio
Steven
Estevez.
recommended both of these, huh?
Emilio Estevez.
Dude, Steven has a thing for Emilio Estevez.
Steven, we need to have a conversation with Steven. Is that your man crush, dude? It's okay.
Totally fine.
We've all got him.
Emilio.
I've got a
This is
few.
Tom Cruise's third.
Really? He seemed
Yeah,
like
so basically everybody's new.
Tom Cruise felt so young and eager to be like, oh, let's fucking act, and it was just like
That
too
was-
much a
yeah.
little bit. It was just fun though.
He sucked. He sucked.
He had a big old nose.
His fuck.
He
What?
physically looks
I don't care
different.
about his nose, but like that accent that was just totally fucking different.
His
from
voice was
everyone
so high
else's.
pitched, dude.
And he was like he was just like this weird ass fucking character. But speaking of Tom Cruise, this was one of his last supporting roles.
Really?
He just starred after that.
Besides Magnolia,
But he, so you're,
been a
Star after
been a leading actor since then.
Top Gun was what?
Insane,
6
dude.
years after this, maybe?
That was insane. And especially to be like not that likable of a person, right? Do people don't really
He's
like
likable.
people don't
I
really like
think-
Tom Cruise.
Okay.
I think the general hate for Tom Cruise has come in our generation.
From
I think
Scientology.
he
purely
was,
from the Scientology.
I think he was generally
yeah.
generally loved back in those days.
But dude, no, even now he's a hard fucking worker, dude. Like you hear these stories about him literally scolding people at his sets for not wearing masks and doing all this COVID stuff,
Oh, wow.
right?
Following that guidelines. Yeah, there's a recording of him.
It's
Somebody
hilarious.
recorded
He
it
is yelling
Wow.
at them.
on
dude.
set. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like he's,
Wow, dude.
but
Yeah.
it's not like
He's
it's
just
not-
probably
he
so-
doesn't come off as a
he's
dick.
totally
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
He's
he is
totally
right.
right, and you
Right,
you
yeah.
earn a lot of respect for him, and you're just like
Oh, yeah.
you're like, holy shit, this you don't realize how intense like a film set is. Like you could potentially
Yeah.
be losing hundreds of jobs.
Yeah, that's what
just
he says,
because-
right?
Just because your selfishness. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
he's like there's people who are out here trying to fucking make a dime, and and he just like rips into this person. I'm like, yeah, Tom.
Yeah.
Fuck it, we're
He's-
going.
Oh,
We're gonna go
Tommy.
see Xenu. We're gonna go see Xenu or whoever the fucking.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
God,
known as
we're
a
gonna
hard ass
do it.
worker, which is
That's
cool.
cool.
It's
Yeah,
fine.
no, and I didn't mean any disrespect to Tom Cruise. I'm just saying like he's not I feel like the general
it's
know,
just a Scientology, I
it's-
think.
yeah, but that's big. I don't know.
It's
I
big
mean,
though. It is big. Jesus Christ.
it's weird.
It's big.
Yeah. Scientology is a weird religion. We're just gonna say it. If for our Scientologist listeners, if you're out there, sorry, it's weird. You know it's weird.
Figure it
You're
out.
probably trying to get out, and it's hard. I get it.
Yeah.
Hit me up. jiddleames@gmail.com. We'll try to escape you.
You're gonna be a Scientologist, and it's gonna be a whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, can we?
right.
Okay, actually, can we talk about the first 20 minutes of this movie?
Okay.
Yeah.
We're so goddamn infuriating. I was like, "Fuck this goddamn movie. This movie sucks. The 50s
What?
sucks." Every
What
single guy, they're apes, dude. They fucking see another male and they're like, "Oh, we gotta fight that guy. Let's go kick his ass." You know what I mean?
Oh, it's a class thing, right? It's
Sure, but it
the
feels
rich
like,
versus the poor.
but it's
Yeah.
every guy is just being a dick
That's
to
fine.
every woman in their vicinity. I'm like, oh, I can't fucking
Oh,
stand
the
this,
women-
dude.
But it's like this is like 80s time, you know? And it
No, I
did
know, but it
feel
was so
weird.
annoying. It was so fucking bad.
Yeah.
And then after the 20-minute mark,
it gets better.
it changed. Yeah, it was a lot better.
Yeah.
But that first
I
20
get it.
minutes, I was like, oh god.
That's what I was
It-
saying. I messaged you guys in the chat and I was like, when I was like, yeah, this fucking movie, man. Like it was like I was 10 minutes in.
I did the same
But
thing.
after
Yeah.
that point,
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly, yes,
okay.
Once it
okay.
changes to just Johnny and Ponyboy, it's like, all right, here we go. There's the movie, right? It's like the setup for it sucked, but it was kind of needed to happen, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you think that was intentional, like where they try to romanticize the 50s, where it's like the greasers, the cars, this and that, the drive-in theaters, and they were trying to get at a deeper level of human connection? Isn't this supposed to be like a direct relation to Gone with the Wind? I've never seen the
haven't
movie,
either.
never read the
haven't.
book. I
Wrong
think
person.
that this is
Wrong
supposed to
group
be this is supposed to be like a modern Gone with the Wind. Do you think that they were trying to like, is this woke?
It's like
Is
a
this movie
critique of
woke?
that.
For a
Sure.
second?
I think it could be
Yeah.
because Ponyboy is
Bad
totally
boys are good too.
yeah. The
Bad
Ponyboy
boys
is
can
totally
save
the
children.
anti this thing. All right, like the greaser weirdo.
But this is written by a woman, which is kind of progressive for the time, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Sure,
that's
yeah.
true.
Yeah. But okay,
I
go
I
ahead.
agree. No, I mean it's. I don't know. Now you got me thinking, man. I wasn't even thinking. this
Okay, I'll
deep
say
before, and now
there's
you got me
one-
Neither was I.
There's one
I'm
thing.
just spitballing, dude.
There's one
Spitballing.
phrase that I was like, I swear to fucking God, if they say this phrase, I'm done.
Uh-oh. Here it is.
Boys will be
Take
boys.
Uh,
Luckily, it wasn't in the context I figured it would be, so it was okay. But I still threw my hand up. I was like, "Oh Jesus fucking Christ, dude! They said the
I mean-
thing. I hate that fucking phrase, dude, with a passion."
okay. Let me just, this is maybe going a little off topic here, but it's just like, again, I
Boys
don't
will
know
be
if it's
boys.
necessarily an excuse, but it's just like, it's the early 80s, right? Like,
No, I know.
do we have to, like, do we have to look at it? Because we're obviously looking at it through, right, like the quote unquote woke lens of 2021, or it's just like, this is not how the world works anymore.
Mhm.
But it's to like just automatically dismiss that in media is to just deny that it ever happened, right? Like we need to know where we came from, I think.
No,
And I think it's important for shit.
No,
and I know
for
that
sure.
I know that you're saying that, like, yeah,
it's like if
wasn't
it
in the
goes that
context-
far, Jesus Christ, I was just like,
Right,
no way. I was just personally annoyed. I
but
get
like
that,
stuff
yeah.
like that, I think to watch that and be like, wow, 1983, things were kind of crazy, right? Like it was
Yeah,
different for sure.
For sure. Yeah.
I think that it started though like with because there's the interaction at the movies and then Ponyboy and Cherry start to like vibe, right? And from that point till like the turning point, it kind of felt like a Romeo and Juliet thing. Like it
Right,
was on
right.
that
Using the
path,
Capulet.
you know?
Socias versus the greasers. Yeah, that's what it felt like, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
and then
sure.
it just kind of like hones in on a very specific part of it, and this is what I was thinking about when I was watching it towards the end. I was like, well, okay, the premise is interesting. Like, you've got these guys; they don't have any parents. They're like brothers. They're living together. They're kind of supporting each other,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they're obviously like held down by everything, all the circumstances,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like tired of fighting. But like people on the other side are also tired of fighting, and then like you're exploring these like, okay, well, he had to kill this guy or he killed this guy and
Yeah.
now they're on the run, but you're not exploring
Yeah.
it as like he killed a guy, then he went and hid here, then he went back to town. It's like you're looking at the moment by moment picture of which they're doing the things, which I think was kind of interesting, not normally seen in like a thriller or whatever, right?
Right.
But in this movie is kind of the focal point, is like, here is how they're feeling about like killing a person, about running away, about life in general. Like they kind of dive into all these things,
Dude.
and that's what I think kind of threw me.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
oh,
Don't
shit,
exactly.
don't try to change my opinion, Jay. Don't do that. Don't do
Okay.
Don't bring facts and
Look,
logic
dude,
into this
I'm-
conversation.
Don't
My
don't
hate
believe-
will be revealed. No
I'm not
matter
trying
what
to
you say.
I'm not trying to angle for it necessarily. Like,
I
I'm
know.
not saying I
No,
love it.
I think you
but
bring.
there is something
Dude,
there.
yes, okay,
I
so
think you bring good points.
with all the stuff I said, there is an insane juxtaposition when it shows all the different characters like showing their feelings. I was like, why would any fucking greaser show their fucking feelings, right? And they're always cuddling and fucking crying.
Okay.
Very cuddly.
Let's
very cuddly.
let's
Normalize
guys.
cuddling with your homies. I'm saying it.
Honestly, okay. The entire time that there was like mad cuddling, I was waiting for it to take the turn and they were gonna start macking on the homies.
I wish.
honestly just waiting.
Besides the brothers,
I was waiting for them to
maybe?
kiss the homies.
Besides the brothers, maybe. But...
No, even the brothers. Like I was like, damn, we're going.
Dude,
deep.
laying on
Like,
your
I was
chest
like-
and shit. I was all damn.
I was like, dude. I was like, holy shit.
we doing this?
The 80s or the 50s
The
were a
forbidden
different
love.
place, man.
Yeah.
If my brother ever laid his chest on me, we'd be like, what the fuck? Or I mean, like I don't know. I would just felt like there was so much sexual frustration throughout the entire movie, and I was just waiting for them to kiss. I was like, come on, just do it, dude. Come on, let's
Yeah, there was
let's
weird.
fucking get it
there was
rolling,
weird
dude.
sexual tension. Like I don't know. Maybe we're projecting that. Maybe we're all sexually frustrated.
Maybe I just
I
want to
know.
cuddle with
I want to
someone,
kiss-
and it just happens to
Can't
be
wait
my
to kiss
homie.
the homies. Yeah. I want
Soon enough. Soon enough.
It's he's like laying outside in the cold, and he's just like, just let me lay out here, and we're just over there like, let's just kiss outside in the cold. I want to share some kisses at the park with you,
Jacqueline's fucking. Come on, bro.
unless. No, just kidding.
Unless.
Anyways,
No, for real though. Okay.
Anyway.
The feelings shown in this movie were honestly surprising. 100%
Yeah.
fucking
weird.
out of left field.
I think we come from a weird so like that was like I feel like it was relatively common in the 80s, and then like once it got like a few years later, people definitely would be rolling that shit and be like, that's hella gay or whatever. I feel like I feel like that's what's weird, is like that's what's interesting to see about how like perspectives change, like, and maybe that's like a product from where we come from, where we're all kind of like expecting.
If you're down,
maybe
if
that's like
I'm down.
that's maybe me projecting from like what I grew up on, you know, like I'm just like, oh, this is like totally weird. Like I was legit 100% ready for them to like start kissing, because I was just like, never
honestly.
seen this, never seen this,
That's just
never
that's a
seen this,
product of-
and it stopped happening. It stopped happening, and it's barely coming back, and it's coming back, and it's mostly.
Well, you're saying it stopped happening, but did it ever really start happening at this point, or was this just like a one-off?
An
you know?
outlier, yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
An outsider, even.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't
James.
know.
No, I get what you're saying. Is like, so this is 1983. It's like, if it was released in the later 90s, or like people would just be like, oh, like this is gay, right? Like they would like derogatorily say that. And I think
100%.
that's kind of like this fallacy, I think, that we all kind of believe in, that says progress in history is on like a straight arrow forward, right? But it's just like completely not true. Like a lot of people think that like homosexuality it was very bad, and then like today it's getting very good. But I mean, if you think back, like I remember reading this thing, we've had like a gay president, like James Buchanan was gay. Like that was like, it's
Today I
pretty
learned.
much, yeah, it's pretty much, he was the 15th. Let me hold on 1 second. Like I need to get this fact right here.
This is your history lesson.
Outsiders, by the way.
Okay, this is 1800s. Like in the 1800s, he was the 15th.
Oh, he would have
president.
been murdered if he came
He was the
out.
15th
Jesus
president, and like
Christ.
it is widely kind of confirmed that like he was a gay president of the United States of America. And it's like we think of things as like, oh yeah, like today we're good, and like back then there was.
Okay, but like, okay, so I just Googled it, and there's that 175-year speculation, but that's the difference when like there's tons of like old jargon where somebody's fucking not typing. Somebody's writing out to their homie, and they're just like, "I long for your presence. I wish that you were here," and all this kind of stuff. And I don't know. I've never read about James Buchanan's bachelorhood with William Rufus King, whoever that is.
King,
his
dude.
gay lover.
King.
But it's like a different time. Like it's like it's almost it almost reminds me of the movement now where we're all about like lifting up our brothers. We're like, oh, you dropped your crown, King, and like we're always like, yeah, you're always looking good, King, and like all this kind of stuff. And like imagine in fucking 2200 fucking million years, whatever, they're gonna look back at that and they'll be like, them boys was gay. Maybe.
Dude.
I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Humans ain't.
And that's but that's what I'm saying is that there's always like, regardless of the time, there's always gonna be judgment. I think there's always gonna be.
But I think
there's always gonna be deep-seated judgments between like what you perceive, and like just like how we perceive this movie. Like I was expecting full-on Mac scenes. I was expecting it. And that's not me saying that I'm homophobic or anything. But it was just like it was just the feelings that I get, and that's the same feelings that we might be able to get with James Buchanan, and that might have been his fucking homie, and that he dropped his crown, King.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna stop talking about James Buchanan very quickly. But like the point I was trying to make is that like it felt like it was relatively known that that James Buchanan was gay and like he had a partner in life. But like the thing about it wasn't really a big deal. Like no one really cared that much.
Oh,
like
they're
it was
best
just like
friends, BFFs over there.
It was just like what, or it was just like, okay, they're a thing, they're a couple. Like who cares? Like it wasn't a fucking talking point.
Crazy,
right? Where like we have in modern politics, like Pete Buttigieg, right, is gay, and it's just like a big thing. Like everyone cares that he's gay. Yeah, everyone just cares. Taryn doesn't pay attention. No, but like
I know who that is. I never heard that. That's crazy. What the fuck?
Like, right?
That's cool.
And then I don't know. I think back then it was just like, what? Who cares? What the fuck? Which is like, yeah, who cares?
It's like
right?
the Greeks. They just fucked everyone. You know, who cares? You know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Those orgies. It's just like could be a man that you grab, a woman. Who knows? Right? You're just grabbing.
Yeah. Fuck.
Just going for it. Anyway, the outside.
I mean, the Catholics did it for years.
Oh my god.
Can you expand on that?
Okay. Anyways.
Okay. Anyway, can I finish my point?
Okay. Go ahead.
What's your point? What are we even?
Not even my
about?
point. Is like the main thing that I was surprised by, besides all the emotional shit, was when Ponyboy gets in the car with that one guy. No idea what his name is.
Sochi, the fucking
The Soch.
Yeah.
Oh, right. The Soch.
And they're just like, what are we doing out here, guys? Like, let's be pals.
But like,
we're just humans, right?
But there's some kind of like weird dread about that scene, which I think is probably the best scene of the movie.
It was.
It was. You're right. You're right.
Is that like, we're rich, you're poor. Nothing's gonna fucking change. We have to do this, and it's fucking.
And he's
sad.
like, "Oh my god!"
I feel like that's the saddest part of the movie. Fuck the end. Fuck Karate Kid. Fuck all that shit. That's sad. We're still in the same shit that we've been in 1950s, 1983. It's the same shit under the sun. Ain't nothing new around here.
Dude, the way that they're like, I'm not a greaser, I'm just a guy. Nice to meet you. It's like, fuck, dude. Get out of this life.
Ponyboy corrects somebody else, right? When they say like, oh, you were talking to that socialism, they're like, his name is this.
Yeah, exactly. He's a person, man.
He's just a human being. But like, I think what's great about that as well is that they just both understand that like there's nothing we can fucking do to change this, right?
It's so sad.
And I think those are nuances that probably would have shined through the novel. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
16-year-old girl.
You're right.
I don't know. I feel like this is a which is insane because it's fucking Coppola. It's fucking. It's the man who
Yeah.
made a fucking shit
Masterpiece.
book. The
Oh.
Sicilian was
Oh,
the
wait.
Sicilian the book that Godfather was based off of was a shit book,
Oh.
right?
Oh.
And he made a masterpiece of a movie.
Oh. I see.
And
we
like
go.
it's like how are we doing this? I wish I would have spent this last week listening to the audiobook on The Outsiders, but I just didn't do it because
That would have been a lot to ask, I think, of any of us.
It can't be that long, right? It's like it's a
it's not
YA
that long.
novel, isn't it?
it
Like,
would
it's
have
like
been it would have been a lot to ask. But like you guys, okay, so like you guys' history with this movie is like, didn't you guys read this shit in high school?
That's
I never.
what it sounds so familiar.
I can't remember anybody. So the person who recommended this movie said they read the book and they watched the movie, and the reason why he picked the movie was because he was so excited and so confused that he was able to see some kind of violence in school, like with the
Oh.
fighting.
Yeah. No,
And this kind of stuff.
I
It
was not
kind of like-
expecting someone
Yeah,
to
it was
flat out
shocking.
get
It was
stabbed.
shocking.
Yeah.
it's our good,
was
it's our good
shocking,
friend
yeah.
Steven.
Yeah,
Shout
call
out
him
to
out,
Steven.
dude.
Yeah, good
At
friend
him.
Steven.
At him.
I don't know his at. What is
Steven.
it?
Steven.
Sweet
something.
Lou.
Sweet Lou.
At Steven.
Seriously.
At
I'm
Steven.
sure. Search Steven anywhere. You will find our friend. No, but and that's like one.
Guess
thing that I
what in
would say.
chat?
What in chat?
Hello, Steven. How are you?
Hi.
Um,
We're talking about
hey,
you.
buddy.
Hello.
That's what I was
Welcome
gonna
to the
say.
chat.
Is I feel like we're past the coming of age years in our lives. All of us are
Yeah.
in our late 20s, and watching this movie today is like, okay, right? Like
Yeah.
it's just like, oh man, I'm in high school and these problems are so
I-
hard, and it's just
Yeah.
like, right? Like there's a whole thing about class issues and stuff, but when we're introduced to this movie, and I think that especially this book, when it's introduced is when you're in junior high, when you're in middle school,
Yeah.
that kind of high school type of vibe.
It's
where,
that teenage angst
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
thing.
you're
Where and
exploring that,
and I could
it will
I could-
resonate more.
Right.
and this I don't want to, like, I've never read the book, but I feel like it's that kind of thing where it's just like, fuck, you can't get anybody to fucking pay attention to the classics. Let's throw them
Yeah.
this shit. is that like it's like you can't let them pay attention to anything. Let's give them fucking
Yeah, it feels like that's why they made the Romeo
let's
and
give them
Juliet remake.
Twilight. Let's
with
give
the
them
pistols.
Twilight. Let's give them this thing that's like super relatable, super topical to their lives, and this feels like that kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that something interesting that you kind of touched on was the whole, like, there's it's progressive and there is the sense of like, okay, they're gonna mac, right, they're gonna fucking hit each other up, but okay, this is the thing about this movie that's weird. It appeals to like a man's man almost at the same level. Okay.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mike, you said this is what you said. You said something about your history with this movie. I've seen this movie probably like 100 fucking times, dude.
Okay.
Not even kidding you guys. No,
That's a
seriously,
lot of
because
times.
this was my stepdad's favorite movie.
That is
Oh.
99. That is 99 times too many.
When, yeah, when
You're saying everyone
growing
should
up,
watch it once.
I watched it like a lot of fucking times, like because he always just had it on, you know.
Interesting.
And so I like seeing, like, I remember all the pieces, but I
Yeah.
haven't watched it in so long
You
that
get
like
the feeling of
none of that really stuck out to me. It
Right,
didn't
right.
really matter.
Except
now
for the
I'm like, damn.
one-liners, just like the
Yeah.
"Stay Gold,
Stay
Ponyboy."
gold, boy.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
And those have
Which
like
I
a
didn't
cultural
even-
significance, you know?
right.
I didn't even know that came from this movie. I mean, like this
Yeah.
movie, which is weird about this movie is that it's transcended different medias for beyond time. Like it's everywhere,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but it makes me wonder why.
And that's like a big thing that I wanted to talk about on this episode is this movie is like very highly regarded. Like a lot of
Is
people
it? That's what
consider
I
this
wanted
movie
to know.
a classic. I think. I mean, I feel like I hear about it so much, and I remember before we were last week we were talking about doing this movie, and I was just like, I'm pretty sure I've seen it. I remember where I saw it. I watched it in film criticism my senior year in
Oh.
high school. We watched this movie, and like we only, I mean, we watched like Sunset Boulevard. We watched
Oh,
like
that's a good one.
really like just like quote unquote like important movies,
Right.
right? Like Rear Window,
Yeah.
Hitchcock, all of that stuff. And this was on the list. So the question is why, right? And I think it's kind of
They
I
couldn't
don't
show
know.
The Godfather to teenagers, maybe?
I think it's right. Yeah, I think it just like really resonates with
It
that age group.
Sure, sure.
it has that Godfather feel where like when the intro credits are rolling, like it's just like you get introduced to all these fucking people. All these
Yeah.
white kids who all fucking kind of look the same, and you're just like, who's this?
They're on what
Fucking
side?
Ponyboy,
I don't
fucking
know.
Sody Pop, fucking what?
Yeah, yeah.
Dallas, what?
Dally, Dairy, and you gotta keep track of them. Yeah,
Oh,
I,
God,
I,
yeah.
I,
So many
I get that.
characters, right? Yeah, sure.
I
There
think
are a lot
that,
of characters.
that's right though. Like, it does strike a different chord with a different age group, and maybe that's why it's kind of popular with that kind of generation of like just guys growing up with this movie. In the 80s, 83, right, which is an
Sure.
interesting time.
Right.
But I think like I don't know, it's it feels different. Watching it now, it just feels different. And maybe that holds true. Like, I don't think it feels the same as it did in the 80s, but there's like points where you are kind of just like, damn, like when he's talking about staying gold and how it's like kind of referring
Yeah,
to being like
dude.
a kid and
Yeah. They're
experiencing
so
things for
young.
the
It's so
first
fucked.
time and
Experiencing
stuff.
things for the first time was the big one, right?
Yeah,
Youth,
that's
and,
like it's big, and you don't really when you for me watching this growing up, like when I am the kid, I don't really get that. Like I just hear that and I'm like, cool, stay gold, whatever the fuck that means, right? But like in reality, like I was gold when I watched it, like that was the
Sure.
time.
Yeah.
And so it just reminded me of the fucking Office quote from Andy where he's like, "I wish you knew the good times were happening while you experienced them,"
yeah.
whatever he
Oh,
says.
yeah,
I
yeah,
wish
yeah.
you were. Yeah,
And it was just like it was kind of just I don't know a little throwback, I guess. It made me feel young again in a weird way
and
to
I
watch
think
it.
like
I agree.
specifically for you, Jay, like you're raising a child right now, right? And
True.
and you're
Yeah,
seeing her experience things for the first time in her entire life. Like
yeah,
this is the first time
100%.
she's ever tried bananas. Holy shit, right? This is a big deal.
Yeah,
Are you
just
are
right
you gonna
now.
tell her to stay gold ever, you think?
Stay gold? I don't know. Probably not.
Tell her
I'll
that
be
every,
real.
tell her that every night before you kiss her on the forehead.
Stay gold. No, there's
Stay
I
golden, Sophie boy.
Oh!
there's better. Okay, honestly, I've felt like stealing the little saying from Rogue One. He calls his daughter Stardust. I
Right,
think that's
right.
fucking sick.
That is really good.
Stardust.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, no, it does hit different when you're a parent and you have a direct relation to like, oh, that's what they mean, like stay gold. Because when
Yeah.
Sophia like does anything, because she's still so young, it's like the first time. Like
It's her
we
first
read
time.
the same book 15 times in a fucking hour, and every single time she's like, oh my god. Like, like we've gotten to
That
the point
is
where
for
we
like a
memorize the entire book,
Yeah.
What is that animal?
like,
Like, oh
fuck it.
Jesus.
Yeah, but for her,
And
it's like, holy shit.
okay, and that's like the kind of crazy thing about this movie is that you never see an entire adult ever besides like the store clerk, the cops, this
The
and that,
school people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the school people.
You're right though.
That's true.
It kind of makes you think that there's it's interesting because Ponyboy is into this kind of operatic, Gone with the Wind, this and that. The Karate Kid is saying, you know, I've never even looked at the stars before. I've never even looked at the
Like,
clouds.
pay
or
attention,
anything
right?
like that.
Oh God, it's so
And like, and like, yeah, it's really good.
like that
There's
speech was so good.
there is really good moments in this movie where there's a lot to learn. There's some really deep cut shit in this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But damn, get the hot takes ready. If there wasn't a movie that deserves a remake, it's probably this one.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Outsiders
that's-
2022.
wow.
Something?
And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, well, what about the fucking stacked cast? Honestly,
That didn't matter.
I'm
that
surprised. I'm surprised any of these fucking people had a job after this fucking hack job.
Holy shit.
I'm surprised.
okay,
like
okay.
Tom Cruise? Are you fucking kidding me with that fucking weird ass accent? Your weird ass fucking face in the background.
Here's the question that I want to
How
ask.
are you? How was he the most successful person out of the fucking ragtag group of fucking people? I have no clue. I would not if I was a fucking caster and I saw this shit. I'm not hiring that guy. I'm hiring Patrick Swayze.
That's
who
what
did
I'm
the
talking about.
Who did the fucking parkour over the fucking little fence? I was like, Jesus Christ, bro. I was like, whoa, dude.
Yeah.
Dude was straight jacked. I was like, wow. Wow.
Totally unnecessary, but I'm
Totally unnecessary.
so glad.
Straight gymnast. I was like, drop it, boy. I was like, whoa. I was like, give that a 10. I was like, 10? 10, 10. This guy got the gold medal.
Well, there's James's
But-
rating.
But
Adrian.
That's for Patrick. That's for Patrick. Rest in peace, my
Rest
boy.
in peace.
Ah,
Love you,
true,
baby.
dude. Did you guys know that he had a house here in New Mexico?
No.
Yeah. So actually a big part of my family on my mom's side lives up in Las Vegas, New Mexico, and there's a place near there called Gallinas that's like a very like beautiful like natural place and shit like that. He had like a whole ass plot of land over there and a house and shit. And when he passed, like it was a big deal for that town because they're like, oh shit, like you know he was nearby and he would come into town every now and again, you know what I mean? And just to like see, because you could like openly see this place like as you're driving down to the hot springs or whatever, and to know that like he wasn't there anymore, it was just kind of weird. It was just one of those things where like and this is honestly, that town, Las Vegas, New Mexico, reminded me of the setting of this movie. Like it's very much small town. Like there's, and this is different from the movie, but similar vibes. There's 2 high schools in the town, and if you go to one of them, you're just like automatically enemies with the other high school.
Oh.
You know, it's just like a thing. And so it felt similar vibes to this, where it's just like
Yeah.
that small town, like. And they kind of allude to it, like what Johnny says, where he's like, "I've never even left my neighborhood," you know.
That's so sad.
Like
He dies.
Yeah, exactly. They never like
Yeah.
he's like, I just wish that there was a place
And he's
where people could just be
Be
people. or
people,
whatever.
dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You know,
that
like, yeah, they
line.
exist.
That line contextualizes the whole shitty first 20 minutes that I felt. I was like, damn it, they did it. They fucking turned me around, dude. Like, there's a
Yeah.
reason for that shit.
Okay, that's a really good fucking line. That's a good line, and it like it even resonates. Even as an adult, like where you're just like, fuck, I want to get out of Albuquerque, man.
Yeah.
Like our good friend moved to LA and we joke about it. It's like, imagine if you could go to the beach on a Friday night and not just Applebee's to have a couple brews with the bros and fight some random socias, man.
Man.
Like, could you imagine? But a thing about the separation of the two groups is that actually they did a soccer team. I think, I don't know, somebody could check me on that. Coppola
For the movie?
Coppola made the greasers stay in a shitty part of the hotel, and he let the socius be in a good part of the hotel.
Ah.
And then he also set up a he also set up a soccer team, so they would play soccer against each other. The Greasers had some shitty ass hand-me-down jerseys. The Socius had some badass fucking uniforms.
This is wild.
And the Greasers fucking wrecked them because they had to. And so they
Had
they,
to,
they,
yeah.
they did those little things offset, but I'm not exactly
What's that?
sure.
Sorry.
I'm not exactly sure that that did anything for me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, and
Those are
I'm-
good
I'm-
stories, but I don't
acting-wise,
see it in the movie,
Those
right?
yeah. Yes, those are great stories. I love it.
Yeah.
It sounds amazing for Coppola to do those things with these children to do that kind of stuff, and it just doesn't translate. It's just not there for me. Great stories, but
Interesting.
I
Wow.
even saw that Coppola
Mhm.
like the Greasers had like just these shitty paperback like paper scripts, and the Socials had like leather bound.
yeah.
Wow.
Like,
Wow.
it was very
That's
much like
intense.
the director pushing the method actor.
All right, you're
out of
changing my
Yeah.
paycheck idea
But
a lot.
I mean, I will
Little
say that
bit.
I still agree with James. It's just like, did that do that much? Like, how convinced were we at the divide of?
And if it did, like I said, I'm surprised. I'm surprised anyone went anywhere after this. That's what I'm saying.
Well,
I wasn't impressed.
it's just like these kids were kids, right? Like they didn't have fully
Yeah.
developed
Yeah.
careers necessarily.
Which is a fucking crazy testament to where we are today, where we have insanely talented children actors.
Oh,
Because I mean, they got Hollywood money from the mommy and daddy. They've been put in these acting classes for life. It's just so night and day. Like
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm telling you, we can get fucking Timothée Chalamet
That's
as
exactly what I
fucking-
thought.
as
That's what I
fucking
thought too.
Patrick Swayze. We can get the fucking dude from Whiplash as some other bullshit ass character.
Dude,
and we're gonna get all these ragtag young group of kids who fucking can act. And if they're holding their homies and they want to kiss, you best believe
Let 'em go,
they're
dude.
gonna kiss.
I thought
They're
about
like
this a little bit.
it's just like the amount of actors and the amount of money in Hollywood now compared to 83 is just, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Which makes me kind of feel bad that I'm like ragging on this movie so hard. But I have to rag.
Dude,
I have to
okay.
rag.
Speaking of
About to mop.
the stacked cast, you're talking about the Coppola's family tree. Is this just a conspiracy that goes along with the paycheck movie? They're like, we'll just get all these motherfuckers. They gonna be big, and they became big because they wanted them to be big. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, is that
Yeah.
where we're going?
And but honestly, okay, for the time the casting crew probably saw that shit and they were like, damn, these guys are pretty good compared to the other fucking shit that's out there. Which is sort of sad, but also, man, that's a fucking roll of a dice, dude. Tom Cruise
Yeah, honestly.
made
That's
career
what
out of this.
Yeah, that's the only reason I thought anything. I was like, this is so
that's the
weird.
thing is, like, this I don't know that this was necessarily like the launching platform for Tom Cruise's career. Was it? Like, is that a
He was filming Risky Business
another
at the
stuff,
same
like,
time.
within-
He's
as
the
a
same
TV.
age in this movie?
Yes.
I haven't seen Risky Business,
Risky,
but like,
Risky Business, same year came out.
wow.
Same thing
Damn.
with Rob Lowe. Like Rob Lowe, I saw his manager had him try out for a role of a Soch, like one of the Soch characters. I don't remember. which
They
one.
all tried out for each other's roles.
Yeah,
and that
and,
was
like-
and that was another thing. So
Yeah.
apparently at the time, like that was like a big thing. Like it was really never done. And so that was like to create like a little bit of competitiveness between them.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the thing is like, can we name any of the Socs
No.
off the top of our heads? Is that
No.
Diane Lane's boyfriend. That's that close enough? No, that's it.
yeah? So
No,
Diane Lane's bro.
I gave a little bit of thought, okay, to the remake idea. Entertained it a bit. Okay. Here's my
are we gonna make a
cast.
movie? Is that? Oh,
Here's my cast picks. Okay.
Okay.
Here's my cast picks.
Oh.
If you were a smart Hollywood caster and you wanted to remake The Outsiders, here's what you would pick. Okay. In the role of Derry, right? Patrick Swayze's character. Hear me out on this one. I put
Okay.
Robert Pattinson there. Okay.
Too old, too British.
No.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Go.
In the role of Soda Pop, okay, or Johnny or Ponyboy, he could be any of the three. Tom Holland, okay,
Perfect.
and then in the role of Ponyboy, ideally, but also could be Johnny, Timothy Chalamet,
yeah.
obviously,
Yes.
and then for the counter to them would have to be
Paul Dano.
who's that?
I don't remember what he's in, but he's in stuff.
I don't know. Okay, I want to find a place to put Eddie Redmayne, the guy from the Harry Potter spinoff. What was it?
Oh right,
Fantastic Beasts.
the main
Fantastic
character.
Beasts. Yeah. I'd want to find a place for him because
He's Patrick Swayze's character, I think.
Okay, that makes
He's
more
too
sense.
old. He's too old. For
Patrick
that.
Put
Swayze
him
was
as
31.
Swayze. You might have to kick Pattinson out, but there's a combination there.
Oh,
I
is
think
that
could work.
okay? Yeah.
There's a combination there.
Okay, I'll give you $100 million. Make it happen.
Jesus Christ.
Then that's how Hollywood.
the
That's
thing,
how
it's like-
Hollywood is today.
Jay,
Yeah,
you're casting
that's fucking-
yourself. Who are you? You're gonna put yourself in this movie. You're the
I'm
casting
casting
director.
myself?
Fuck it. You're in this movie now. Who are you?
I can't.
Cherry?
I'm a random
Cherry.
soch.
Look at that red hair. Look at that red hair, bro.
I'm a
Cherry. I'll take
I'm
it.
a random soch. Look at this. I'm all greased out, dude. I'm not a soch. I'm a random greaser.
I'm Johnny, but you have to rewrite the script that I don't save the children. So like I just you know,
That's the same
But you still
movie.
die.
I still die somehow. I think.
Let's talk about that scene. Let's talk about that. Okay, who the fuck? Why the fuck?
Why were those kids in the building? So stupid. Is that what you're gonna say? Please.
Why was there a
Why?
fucking field trip to an abandoned church? Who the fuck supervised this?
Yeah.
Why did they do that?
Dude,
It-
yeah.
And then
It's
I
almost
watched-
like it was written by a 16-year-old.
yeah.
Almost.
Dude, you
Almost
saw
like
how
it was.
fucked up that place was when the main kids got there. Why would they go
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
Yes, I have no clue why were they inside. Not only were the fucking greasers breaking and entering, what the fuck were those kids doing? And where the fuck
was
were the
open.
teachers? Why the fuck did they let them in there?
Did they
Where
just
the
leave
fuck
the
did the
furnace
fire come
going,
from?
dude? Like what the
I
fuck?
have
Yeah.
no
How
fucking
did it even
clue.
start on fire? I don't know.
Cigarettes? I don't
but
know.
A big juxtaposition between I watched Minari fucking Sunday.
What?
Sunday that
Minari?
week. I watched
Minari.
Minari.
Oh, I thought you just said Nari. I was like, what's that? I was
heard
all
Nari,
curious.
I was like, what is it? What?
Continue.
Minari.
Continue.
Minari.
Check out our last
the
episode
movie-
on that movie.
the movie of the year. I watched that shit, and they had a fucking fire, and it was like it was like intense, and they were trying to save their crops, and I was like, shit, this shit's on fire. I was like way more hype for that shit. When stupid ass Karate Kid went in there, I was way more hyped for saving crops than for stupid ass Karate Kid saving children.
All right.
So
When
you're
there was
saying fuck
definitely-
them kids.
There was no children left. There was no children left, and his dumbass is like, and then a fucking log falls on his dumbass.
the
I'm
whole
like,
ass
bro,
ceiling, bro.
Get out, dude.
It is 1980
Get out.
versus 2020. All right, let's cut him a little bit of slack here.
Cut my ass a little bit of slack.
Damn.
Beautiful. All right, let's gather our thoughts. Do we have anything that we haven't touched on that we're dying to talk about here?
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done.
I looked at my notes. I've covered it all. basically.
No, one last thing. I'm sorry. Don't know how it wasn't said already.
Don't apologize.
What is with all this fucking surf rock in this movie?
The
Just
music's so
playing at
loud.
random times.
It's so
Yeah,
fucking
it's
loud.
You
Yeah,
can't hear shit.
it's obnoxiously loud. I watched this. I watched this with Samantha, and like neither of us said anything. But the music was so much louder than the audio or than the dialogue, and I was just
Yeah.
like, "This is
Yeah.
how movies
It
were."
was weird.
1983. It's not. It was just bad. I don't know what the fuck
The
happened.
music itself was good, but I was like, what are they fucking saying, dude? Like, what?
Yeah.
Okay, one more
Yeah.
thing. This movie
Go ahead.
came out as like a 90-minute movie, and then was later they added scenes from the book to make it 2 hours. I assume we all watched the 2-hour version.
Yeah.
Does anyone
yeah.
know
Yeah.
what was added? I didn't look it up. I'm curious.
I don't, but there were certain characters that were developed a little bit more. They had bigger roles in it.
Okay.
Because I think Coppola, like I want to say his like granddaughter was like reading it for school, and like he was just like, oh shit, like we need to include more things from the book, and he kind of they were filmed originally, but they were cut at editing.
Yeah, I'm sure 90-minute movies were more common.
The writer was there with him.
Very involved.
Very
involved.
very involved in the movie, and she actually famously said, "Hey, are you gonna fucking make my book shit compared to the movie?"
Yeah.
But
She didn't say those.
she's in the
words,
movie,
but
right? By the way.
I don't know.
She's very small roles. Yeah, I think she plays like a
Yeah.
nurse or like
Yeah, I saw her in the credits. I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
she is in it though. I see Hilton.
yeah.
Or Hinton, rather.
That's crazy.
Cool. All right. God, this is gonna be a tough one to rate. But are we ready? This is what we do, guys. We get a movie. We have no
We
idea.
rate movies regardless
what the
of
fuck we're
whose
gonna rate it.
feelings it hurts.
I always forget about this part. To be honest.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a number ready, by the way.
All right, Taryn. We're gonna take it. We're gonna launch it.
No
with-
way, dude.
I didn't say I wanted to go first.
Yeah, well, I said you
You're
did.
going first now.
Let
Alright.
Jay go first. He goes
He goes last
No,
every
like,
time.
no.
He's right.
Jay will go
Okay,
second.
fuck.
Taryn then Jay. Taryn
Okay,
then
okay,
Jay.
okay, okay.
Fair.
Like I said, the first 20 minutes of this movie were unbearable. Not because of the production quality, the directing, blah, blah, blah. It's just like the 50s sucks ass, bro. Jesus Christ, all these people suck. The music sucks. Everything sucks. And then we get to
It
Ponyboy
happened.
and Johnny's bond. Their bond is so strong. The movie turned around like almost 180, bro. I was like, oh
They're
my god.
brothers.
I am maybe that's not the right word. They would have macked if they could. If they thought it was socially acceptable, they would have macked.
It may have been.
Oh, one more note that I just found. When did beards get invented? Anyone? Was it after this movie? Because nobody had a
Probably
beard.
I would assume.
They're kids, dude. What the fuck?
No beards. Anyway,
We're all pumped with steroids nowadays. That's why we have beards.
GMOs, man.
right.
Damn, we all have
MSG.
beards. I just realized that.
Yeah, we're all bearded white dudes. It's fine.
Hey,
Anyway,
My
the
last
bonds.
name's Rodriguez.
last name's Lopez.
Rob. Is that what you said?
Renteria.
All right. The bonds in this movie
Relax.
were very good. I really appreciated the shit out of the bonds in this fucking movie, dude. The toxic male attitudes were so unsettling, and then they were just like, what if we acknowledge each other as human beings? And I was like, oh my god, Adrian's leaving. He doesn't want to listen to what I'm saying.
He's out. He's like, fuck
He's
that.
he's down for the toxic masculinity. He's like, and that for that reason, I'm out. This review has been all over the place. I'm sorry, guys.
I don't know. I'm just like, let me cuddle with my homies and don't judge me, is what this movie is telling me to do, right? Like, let's just do it. Let's do it. I'll lay on your chest.
Yeah.
Don't think a second thought about it. Anyway, dude, I don't know. I don't even know what to fucking say. I'm stalling because all I gotta say is the bond between Ponyboy and Johnny was the crux of this movie. The backbone, if you will.
Okay.
And when Johnny died, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting all this violence. I was like, holy shit, this movie's getting crazy. And I liked it a lot more after that. You know? You know what I mean?
Violence does it for you. Got it.
No, unexpected violence that has
Unexpected.
sorry.
very little
Surprise
consequences, honestly. This guy's just... I honestly thought the whole movie was going to be them running, you know, like running from the... They're on the run, down the land, you
Yeah.
know, trying to live their lives.
And I run.
And it just
Give me a
wasn't.
score.
They got back. Okay, God, jeez. They got back so fast. They went back to town
Just
so
like
fast.
Adrian.
I was shook.
Yeah.
Just like Adrian, he's shook. He doesn't know what we're talking about. We're... This movie turned me around. It started bad, but it was purposeful. You know, it got better, and I liked it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I enjoyed it.
If you had to put a number to that enjoyment,
If I had to put a number to the
That's what we're here for. That's what the fans are waiting for.
If I had to put a number, it would be a 6.7.
9? Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna bump it up a tiny bit to
Damn.
7. 6.7.
bump it up from what?
5. 6.5.
Okay.
Not much. Not much.
Interesting. All right, am I going next?
Take it away, Jay. Get me out of the mic.
Alright.
Turn off my mic. Jesus.
I'm not trying to push you out here. Okay, here's the thing. I've already said it. This movie
Say it.
explores an interesting piece of the puzzle a little bit differently, right? Being on the run, but like talking about why and how and why life might suck and all this other shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting in that respect. It's interesting that these dudes are sharing their feelings. It's interesting that it doesn't really matter at the end. Like they're still battling and fighting, and even if they won the rumble, it doesn't really matter. Like nothing changes, and you see that, right?
Johnny
like in the
still
end,
dies. Yeah.
Johnny still dies. Family fighting still occurs in the Curtis household between Ponyboy, Dally, and Soda Pop, and it's just Soda Pop that runs the next time, you know, and that's like all that changed. Runs without fucking shoes the whole movie. He runs out the door without shoes. But the essence of like, you know, we're just people, and I want a place where people are just people and not greasers and Soshis and shit like that. Like that was really cool. There was a lot of interesting shit there. I think that, you know, Tan said, I just want to cuddle with the homies and have it be okay. Yeah, I think that, and I'm stealing this from James, but the lesson that I took away was get you some homies that long for your presence, dude. That is some real shit right
James Buchanan and William King.
there. There you go. For me,
Because they were trying to do that to Abraham Lincoln too, dude. All
Yeah.
the little pen pal shit, like
Just had homies that long for
it's
James.
presence.
been talked about.
Let me
James
lay on your
Buchanan.
chest.
Okay.
That's it. That's all. Let me lay on your chest.
Oh,
There's a
right
pillow
here.
there for you.
That's exactly.
There's a pillow.
All that to say that I agree with the beginning. The beginning dragging. It does drag, but it gets better, and you feel a different way, I think, over time. I think that there's value. What I'm kind of realizing is that there's value in these coming of age movies where if you watch them when you're past the coming of age portion of your life, there's still like nostalgic or relatable value there that you can kind of connect with, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. The movie doesn't really, it's not really that good still. It's a weird, and you feel the like cinematic passion put into it.
Dude,
We talk about all these things that happen on the outside of set, combating each other in fucking soccer or staying in different ends of the hotel. That's really interesting. And like on the surface level, you feel like, oh, that's, you know, he cares about what he's doing, but the end result is just like it doesn't really feel like that. But it doesn't make it, I would say, a bad movie either. It's just kind of like a 6.8, 6.9.
Ooh, out of what up me, huh? See how it is.
Something in that range. It's not quite as
A
It's not quite as
6.85? Are you doing it to us? The double decimal?
I don't
No,
want to,
don't
but
do
maybe I
this.
have
Don't
to.
do that. Don't fucking do that.
Okay, 6.8. Fine, 6.8.
Thank
Fuck
you.
it.
9.8.
Dude, I forgot to that scene you're talking about, this weird movie shit, like movie style shit. What I don't know. The scene that you came into Discord with earlier today, where it's just Johnny and Ponyboy. Are they
the
reciting
sunset or
something?
something?
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
weird. It felt like Wizard of Oz or some shit.
Yeah. Like
bad.
play like.
Yeah, sure.
It's
Yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
bad. That's another way to describe
Bad.
it.
It's bad.
It's bad.
That's another way.
That's,
Yeah, what's the word? Yeah.
That's probably the worst part of the movie
All right.
for me.
James, are you ready? I haven't went last in a
Yeah.
long time, I think.
Yeah,
James,
I'll go.
ahead. Take it away. Ooh, here we go.
Always
guys,
What?
just the hype around the cast alone is just tremendous. It's got this guy, it's got that guy, it's got this other guy that your
Got all the guys.
It's
your
got all the
mom knew
guys.
from that other thing that happened in the 80s and the 90s, and it's just like I said earlier, it's just like it's a wonder how these guys even continued after this strangely weird fucking Shakespearean abomination that happened in this movie.
You're a harsh critic, bro. Damn.
Coppola, fuck. Just it. I don't know if it had to do with him dealing with kids. Maybe the books. Maybe the book was just not that great. But fuck, if you could make the Sicilian into the greatest movie ever made, wow, hot
Whoa,
take.
holy shit! I
Um,
don't remember that being a 10. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no such thing.
Yeah.
No such thing. But
Yeah.
how just it's just he just tried to do so much. It was just like this weird jumble of characters that he was trying to introduce and trying to make us feel something for. And I do like all the points that we brought up today, especially Jay's kind of reminiscing and kind of just getting that feel of like, hey, this is what it's to be young again. This is we're viewing this on a very outside, we're grown up level, but we're the outsiders. We are the outsiders in this movie, and I just can't get past the cheesiness of it. It's just so D-level.
Do it for
Johnny,
man.
That was the fucking thing that pissed me off the most. Who the fuck just decides to go rob a fucking store for their friend that died? What the fuck are you thinking? What is that even? How does that even? I don't expect everything to be realistic, but that was just the stupidest thing. He deserved to get fucking shot by the cops.
Jesus Christ.
I will say it. I don't fuck. The gun's not loaded.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah.
Okay, bro. Okay, dude.
Can I interrupt? I'm gonna
Go
interrupt.
ahead, please. We didn't even talk about this scene. We didn't
Yeah,
talk
wow.
about it.
Okay, like I said earlier, it's Johnny and Ponyboy. They're pouring their feelings out the whole time. And Dally is the very opposite of them. He's supposed to be like, this is the motherfucker who, and he has lines in the movie that are like, if you're tough, you'll never get hurt, right? Like he's afraid of being hurt.
Masculinity
And-
incarnate.
Yeah, and so when Johnny dies and Ponyboy's even like, yeah, he's gonna blow, he can't handle it, because Ponyboy's at least expressing his feelings, and Dally's just like, nah, fuck this, I'm gonna go rob a fucking like gas station, but the dude also has a fucking 6-shooter at the ready,
Yeah.
whole ass thing. But like, you know, that's like
Fucking grow up. Get over it, dude.
that's the thing.
Everyone
is that-
has a bad life. Just pick up your bootstraps and get a job.
but some people don't have the ability to cope with it, or
In Tulsa,
know?
Oklahoma, because there's not fucking shit to do. Besides smoke
that's true.
methamphetamines.
Dude, he's like, when they're out at the church, I was like, what do you guys do out here? I'm like, what do you do at the city? What are you talking about?
I don't know. Just the whole thing. Okay. I get it, Jay. You can't sway this heart.
Swayze.
I'm not
I'm gonna
trying
s-
to.
And I'm gonna stay
stand up for it.
gold. I'm gonna stay gold to myself because I'm the Ponyboy. And fuck this guy's dumbass Kurt Cobain looking ass, haircut ass looking ass. Anyways, no, we're not talking about that. Just the worst part. The worst part was when they found the fucking note and they decided to fucking put like
I was gonna
they
say.
they put the fucking Karate Kid here, and then they put the dumbass idiot who decided to rob a fucking
Smoking.
store here. And I'm like, dude.
Speaking
what
of
the
cheesy,
fuck?
that was the cheesiest thing.
That was the worst decision ever. They were like, it looked like the fucking Karate Kid was held at gunpoint. They were like, you're gonna say this monologue. You're gonna say this monologue, and he was like, yeah, those kids deserve to live a better life, and I'm just, I was like,
Dude, okay, I'll say
I'm done.
Johnny's
I'm done.
speech got me.
Go ahead.
But when they brought up Dally and the other side of him, I was like, all right, never mind. This is stupid.
No.
Never
No.
mind.
Like a 80s
No.
mall photo shoot or
I
something.
don't care. I don't care. And when the Karate Kid decided to like, he was like, and he was like, it was like, what? Really? You're gonna do that? You're gonna die like that? Just-
Dude, his skin looked fucked up.
No.
That was good makeup, right?
Yeah.
I was grossed
It was
out.
good makeup.
Grossed
I don't
out.
know.
Grossed
Yeah.
out.
It was okay.
Just a general drag to watch. I'm gonna keep going.
Take
Just,
it all.
just,
Take all the
just,
time you need,
just,
brother.
just. Oh no, I'm gonna end it.
Don't end it.
5 out of 10.
You
Oh,
ended it.
alright.
You're like, I'm gonna keep going,
Yeah.
and then you
Wow.
end it.
Yeah.
All
I was
right.
waiting for
I have nothing
more.
else. I have nothing else to say. It's a 5.
Nothing else to say. All right, so 5 out of 10 from James. Holy shit. Okay, I'll take it over. Man, I think
Rate the bitch.
My wife told me to rate the bitch.
Jeez.
Wow, my wife's harsher than me. Rate the bitch.
I think this is a movie written by a kid for kids, probably, right? Like for that coming of age time. And that's why it's so popular, right? Like we talked about the author wrote this when she was 15, finished it when she was 16. Like this is when we are introduced to this book, this movie. Like I explained earlier that the first time I'd watched this was in film crit in high school. And so it makes sense, right? Like looking at this film through the lens of me as a 28-year-old man, I'm like, this movie's not great. Like it's just
Okay.
there's. Go ahead.
Can I interject? What the fuck did they tell you to crit about this stupid ass fucking movie?
Do you remember
Why
the
would they make
Do you remember
you-
the assignment you had?
Why would they make? Why was this a movie and not the Godfather, the movie
Rated
that
R.
you
You
that
can't.
they
you
that
can't, you
they
can't. They're not
decided
18.
for you to crit?
Not 18.
What is it?
Easy answer.
That
They
it's
can't.
trash?
They're not-
Like
they're
what?
not
What
18.
is it?
Most okay. Well, little disclosure. It was in first period film crit. Most
Yeah, you
people
guys
were-
probably slept, right? I assume.
Most people were asleep, including me sometimes, but I don't know. I mean, it was like that's why I was just like, did I watch this? And watching it, I was like, this is where I watched it in film crit. I don't know. And I think it's just the same reason that people are introduced to this book in junior high / high school. It's just you're being introduced into social classes. You're being introduced to like discovering emotions and like like going through all of these things as
do you-
teenagers.
Do you think they like kind of introduced it to you guys that way so you can like have a little bit of feelings for your enemies, kind of thing?
There was a bit of that too. And
Yeah,
that's
it's
that
like
way
they're
they're
all
just
you're all
like, hey,
humans,
man.
right? Fuck it.
Hey
Yeah.
man, it's all good. And then it just doesn't end. It does,
Yeah.
and that's another fucking travesty of the movie is that it. Okay, we're going back again.
Here we go.
Is that it
All right.
doesn't fucking do anything with the socials? It doesn't. There's no fucking.
There's no redemption.
And
We're not watching
even-
from their perspective.
Fuck them. Fuck it, dude.
Fair.
Just what now? And that's I don't know. Is that a tragedy? Does that make it better? That it's just like same old shit. The dead get to be dead, and the fucking high class get to smoke on their fucking vapes, driving the Tesla cars. What is it? I don't know.
Adrian, please.
Anyways,
continue.
Adrian.
All right.
Adrian.
Oh god, I completely lost my train of thought.
Sorry.
It's okay. Yeah. You know, there's a part of me that wants to give this movie a pass. It's just like it's 1983. It's just like
If you were a teenager, I get it.
great. Like it wasn't like amazing. But let's look at Francis Ford Copolla 11 years earlier, 1972, The Godfather.
You can't.
One of the
yeah.
best films of all time, arguably. One of the best films of all time. It is it has the stamp of approval, the Fumbler Hall of Fame. And hey, that was 11 years prior, and that was phenomenal. The acting, listen to
Oh,
our
how the
God.
mighty have fallen.
listen to our episode on The Godfather. I mean, it's a masterpiece. And
Yeah.
I don't know, 11 years later, 1983, The Outsiders, I feel like watching it out of the lens of just myself today, like, you know, it's not good. It's not a good movie. I didn't enjoy it. I wouldn't recommend this to
Dude,
people
you
my
were
age.
defending this before I even finished.
No. But I feel like it's still important media. It's still important. I think that like kids at this young age dude, in 100 years, this is gonna be the fucking Romeo and Juliet because it already feels like that.
They're gonna remake
Right?
Romeo and Juliet. They don't have to worry about
Montagues,
this shit.
the Capulets, yeah, like they just the Socias, the Greasers, it has that vibe. It has the vibe of being a classic, and I feel like it being, 35 years old, however old it is, it's just like it's not quite there yet. I don't know. If I was rating this just out of the lens
You
of
are
like,
rating this.
of just like how I viewed it this week, it would be bad. It would be like a 4, right? But I just want to take into account everything that I feel like this movie has purpose and meaning for, and this is. Darren, don't get all pissed off of it. This
Oh, my
is a
cat
6
is
point-
biting the shit out of me.
Okay, I
Sorry.
thought you were looking down disapproval.
No.
This is a 6.5. It's
That's
a 6.5.
what I started at. No, okay.
Okay.
I started at a 4. 3 even. It went,
Yeah.
up, went up and up.
It's not good today, but I think that this is us viewing it as, like people in our late 20s who are already bitter at the world, and we're just like, fuck these kids. So, 6.5 from me. That brings us to a collective 6.25, 6.25.
Fair.
So,
Wow.
Too
yeah.
high.
Too high.
Too high.
Okay.
Yeah.
One more thing. I just wanted to throw it. I'm throwing it out there, Jay. Throwing it out there.
Throw it out there.
The fight scene was hype as fuck. The rain, the punches, the mud.
It's
It was
trash.
so good. I loved it. I fucking
Trash.
loved it.
It
dude.
was like
It was bad.
it was like
Like that
I got
stuff was
punched and it
bad.
was like 10 years later I fucking got hit.
But, like, that took a long
I
time
got
to do.
excited watching
Just
it.
starts raining.
A
It was
lot
so
of
fake.
hype, dude. The rain was hype.
A lot of injuries happened. Like
You mean the hose? The hose that was fucking
Oh
just
my god.
Yeah.
Oh
Of
my
course.
God.
No, but then Ponyboy walking into the hospital all fucked up. Just like, hey,
Dude, yeah.
how you doing? I was like, what the this guy needs help too. Anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Tom Cruise broke his thumb. There was like a bunch of shit that happened. Like there was a lot of hospitalizations in that scene. But anyway, we rated this to 6.25. I don't know. Let us know what you guys thought of this. This is a classic. Does this have a warm place in your heart? We'd love to know. Find all of our socials at filmfumblers.com.
our social.
And our socials. Find our socials at filmfumblers.com. The big ones are Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Twitch.
We will be
Oh,
well, Twitch. Yeah, Twitch is probably our biggest one. You're right. Twitch.tv/filmfumblers. Next weekend, Saturday the 3rd, we are reviewing Kong versus Godzilla. So that's gonna be a big one. I'm excited for that.
literally.
Yeah, it's gonna be gigantic. All right, we'll see you guys next weekend. Yeah, until then, cheers, guys. Have a great night. See you.
Stay gold.
Cheers.
Stay
Chat.
golden. Or stay gold.
Stay away from this movie, Ponyboy.